Beautiful friends, beautiful souls, what does the month of June hold for us? Our future and the future of our planet. Huge major shifts and changes are coming in the month of June that's actually going to offer up an amazing time for humanity, for us both personally and universally. So what's ahead? The world's changing even more and more in the month of June with explosive energies that are going to come flowing in, especially around the solstice, and even more so when we get towards late June into early July. In the month of June, we're going to see great innovations within the medical realm. I have information from Spirit about amazing new breakthroughs in pancreatic cancer, amazing new breakthroughs in diabetes, and you're going to be shocked when I tell you how one of these breakthroughs is going to come about. Something I would have never expected in a million years, and I'm sure you may not expect it either. I would think not, but I'm going to share that with you. Major global protests are upon us. Not only that, we're going to see that water is going to be a big focus in the month of June. Water in the aspect, of course, of floods, potential tsunami waves, other issues out at sea, but also weird issues with water mains breaking, and cyber attacks on water infrastructure. Something to really keep an eye on. We're going to talk about all of this and so much that's happening in the month of June. Today, I'm going to share with you both the astrology and the numerology connected to June 2024 so that you can make the best out of the month of June, along with very specific predictions and visions of future events shown to me by my team of spirit guides. So friends, hold on tight because June is going to be an amazing ride of opportunity and major world events playing out. This is my June 2024 forecast and predictions. Welcome to June 2024, and a huge happy birthday goes out to all our June Geminis and our late June Cancers. If you have a birthday coming up, then you're going to want to check out my video, The Most Powerful Day of the Year, because that is your birthday, the most powerful day of the year, so that you can utilize the time leading up to your birthday and the day of your birthday to make sure you get the best out of the upcoming year, which starts on your birthday and ends the day before your birthday. Check it out. I'll make sure a link pops up right above. June 2024 is a 5 universal month in the realm of numerology. Now, I know there'll be people in the comments that'll say, 5, shouldn't it be a 6? Not in numerology. In numerology, we take the 8 universal year that we're in and add it with the month that we're in. So 8 plus 6 is 14, and then you break it down. 4 plus 1 is 5. We're in our 5 universal month. The 5 universal month of June is all about transformation, adventure, and freedom. To get out there, friends, and be free. The number 5 encourages us to embrace change, explore new horizons, and break free from different patterns and different things that have been holding you back for too long, especially with the power of the solstice coming up on the 21st. This month of June is literally an invitation for us to live our lives more fully, to take some risks, and welcome in the unexpected. Because the unexpected can really be exciting, even though people are like, oh, that was so unexpected. But we want to invite in the unexpected. We want to invite in things. It's very, very important, and the 5 vibrations going to allow us to do that. As we journey through the month of June, the cosmos are going to align and amplify this energy with very powerful celestial events. The highlight of this month, of course, is going to be the solstice on the 21st of June, making for the longest day of the year in the northern hemisphere, and of course, the shortest day of the year in the southern hemisphere. We step into summer, while y'all down south step into the winter. Very magical and very powerful time representing balance and the balance of time and space and the balance in our lives. So this time is all about celebration, vitality, and abundance. And we all love that word abundance. Abundance covers all aspects of our lives, friends. People say money, but no, it's all about the abundance. Abundance isn't about money. Abundance is being abundant in all aspects of our lives. So let the month of June allow you to be more abundant. This is a time, again, to celebrate. Get out. Set up some celebrations. Go to a party. Go to a barbecue. Whatever. And in the southern hemisphere, maybe you can go to a snowbarbecue. But up here in the summer months, it's going to be the barbecue. It's going to be really a time to honor our growth, to set our intentions for the season that's coming ahead of us. It's a big thing with the solstice. Also on the new moon that's coming up too, which I'll tell you about in a few minutes. This is a moment to actually pause, to reflect on our lives and everything that's going on around us. And most importantly, to appreciate the beauty and the warmth that surrounds us each and every day. Something that we neglect to do. I don't, but people do neglect to do that. We have to always appreciate the beauty of nature. Get outside. Walk barefooted around. If you're not in the cold, down in the southern hemisphere. And I don't know how cold it is there quite yet. Probably not for a couple months. Get outside, connect with nature, connect with the trees. Keep yourself grounded. And as you do so, again, always honor the beauty that surrounds you. The more we acknowledge the blessings and the things around us and the beauty of life, the more beauty that's going to come flowing in. The more you're going to recognize that you didn't recognize in the past. So on the same day of the solstice, we also have the very powerful full moon in the sign of Capricorn. This powerful full moon on the same day as the solstice is going to intensify energies, the plates, the tectonic plates, and a whole bunch more, which is in my specific predictions in a little bit. So hang on tight. So on the full moon in Capricorn, it's a powerful time where the energies are going to come in to help us to complete things. It's an energy of completion. It's an energy of achievement and practicality, of course, as well. Remember, Capricorn is an earth sign, and it's all about grounding. Again, I just told you, get outside, ground. That's Capricorn. So especially as we get to the solstice and the full moon, you definitely want to get outside and connect with nature the best you can. At the same time, it's a time to encourage you to focus very clearly on your long-term goals and your ambitions. Very important. The universe don't know where to drive you if you don't give the universe directions. Or not even directions. I take that back. The universe don't know where to drive you if you don't give the universe a destination. You don't need the directions. The universe will do that for you. So let yourself be very clear in your intentions while we're flowing through this month, especially the solstice, because again, the solstice is going to invite us all to bask in the light, to honor our growth, to set our intentions and all that, again, for the season that's lying ahead of us. On the same day as the solstice, we are going to be graced by a beautiful, powerful full moon in the sign of Capricorn. The full moon is going to bring out the energies of completion, achievement, and practicality. Capricorn, remember, is an earth sign. That's why I tell you to stay grounded, stay connected, because the Capricorn full moon is going to help to ground us. It's going to encourage you to focus again on your long-term goals and ambitions. It's a time to recognize how far you have come and all the things that you have achieved in this life. Forget about what marathons you didn't win. Focus on all the marathons in life that you did win. Celebrate your success. You deserve to celebrate your success no matter what it is. Even if it's cooking a successful dinner that you never cooked before. Celebrate your success, friends. And make adjustments to ensure that you stay on your path of success. The 5 vibration is going to help you along with that. The combination of the solstice and the full moon in Capricorn creates a potential energy, a very strong potential energy for manifesting of dreams and to solidify our plans. So use this time coming up to first set clear intentions, friends. Again, the universe is your Uber driver. When you get into an Uber car, you don't give them directions, you give them a destination. So set clear intentions of where your destination is in the future. Reflect on what it is that you truly desire and write down your goals. Remember, when we write things down, words are powerful. Words are spells. Write it down. Be specific and make sure that it aligns with your highest purpose, of course. Next up is embracing change. Something that, most humans, all of us, are guilty of resisting change. But we need to embrace change, especially while we're in the 5 vibration and especially while we have the solstice coming up. It's really important because the 5 universal month is encouraging you to literally step out of your comfort zone. You might not like to, but step out of your comfort zone. Be open to new opportunities that you trust will change and help lead you to more growth and expansion in your life. Next up is celebrating your achievements. Again, celebrate. Take time to literally acknowledge your own progress, to celebrate your victories, no matter how small, no matter how big. Gratitude attracts abundance. Remember that. The more we're grateful for, the more the universe gives us to be more grateful for. Celebrate your achievements and ground yourself. Again, I've said it a couple times already. I'm going to say it again. Connect with the earth. Get outside. Find balance amidst the changes that are happening in and around you. Practice things like meditation, spending time in nature. Go sit down by the water. Water washes and cleanses everything away. I was actually thinking about doing that. I'll probably do that on Saturday. Don't have time until then. But yes, definitely get out and connect with nature. Go sit down by the creek or by the ocean, by the lake, or what have you. Grounding yourself is going to help you to stay focused and to help you stay centered. Next up is nurturing your relationships. Very, very important because June's energies, and along with the 5 vibration, is going to highlight the importance of your connections with other people. So make sure that you take time to strengthen your own personal bonds with those that you love, all those around you. And you can even take time to create yourself a little supportive network of people. We all should have a little supportive network of people. And if you have one already, make it bigger, make it better, make it stronger. So in the month of June, let that dynamic energy of the 5 vibration help to guide you towards your adventures and possibilities. Got to get out and set out on an adventure, especially here in the northern hemisphere. It's getting warm and hot out. Set yourself out on an adventure. Allow the solstice on the 21st to illuminate your path, to show you the way. And let the full moon in Capricorn help you to build a strong foundation for your dreams. Embrace the journey, trust in the process, and know that you are exactly where you need to be right now. The month of June is a time of magic, growth, and transformation. So get out there and step into your power and let the universe guide you to your highest potential. A couple months back, earlier this year, I did a guided meditation called Calling Your Power Back. I always recommend that meditation. But more than ever, definitely in the month of June, you're going to want to utilize that meditation so that you can step back into your power and call your power back. The power that's been taken from you, the power that you have given away throughout your life. It's time to call it back. I'll leave a link up above so that you can check out that guided meditation. You'll be glad you did. So June 2024, as the 5 universal month ruling over the month of June, is a strong time for us to embrace the dynamic energy of change, adventure, and freedom. I can't stress it to you enough to allow yourself to release those restraints, get out, be free, and go on some type of an adventure in the month of June. I know I'm going to be looking for some adventure in the month of June. I hope you are too. So by following the following do's and don'ts of the 5 vibration, this can actually help you to navigate through the month's vibrations with confidence and enthusiasm, creating a fulfilling and transformative experience. Starting with the do's of the 5 vibration. Again, embrace change. Be open to new experiences and opportunities. The energy of the 5 universal month is going to encourage you to do so, to encourage you to explore, and again, set out on an adventure. Step out of your comfort zone for a little while. Do something different. You'll be so glad that you did. Also, another important do is to adapt to the changes. There's changes going on around us personally, much bigger changes going on in the world. So it's important that you do accept change and be flexible and have a positive mindset. Positive attracts positive. Remember that. The more we focus on negative, the more negative that's attracted into our lives. So embrace the fluidity of life and go with the flow, friends. Go with the flow. You'll be glad you did. Communicating effectively is a big do. Engage in some meaningful conversations and express yourself. Express yourself nice and clearly and feel free to do so. There's that freedom again, friends. This is a great time to connect with other people, to share your ideas and to build new networks, any kind of network. Listen actively to these folks that you're having conversation with. That's very important, because I find very often when certain people you're talking to and they're not even listening because they're too busy thinking about what they want to speak and not absorbing what you're saying. So make sure that you're not one of those people that do that, and especially in June. Make sure that you listen as much as you want to share in conversation. Listen to others. Be open to other people's perspectives. Communication, remember, is a two-way streak. And in doing so, you'll be glad. And you'll learn in the process as well and grow to a whole nother level. Seeking adventure. That is another big do of the 5 vibration in the month of June. So make sure you go out and plan yourself a trip that encourages you to be more active, that excites you and inspires you in some way. Maybe somewhere that you always wanted to go that you haven't, that you just make a dedication that I'm going to go. Even if it's for a couple days, just to get out. Plan a trip, travel, even if it's just a short getaway. That's good too. That's what I'm planning on doing. A lot of short getaways to see my home state now. Haven't been able to do that. I'm planning on doing that. Well, I've done it some, but not as much as I'd like to. So it's time to get out and explore. I'm excited about it. I'm doing that the very first week of June. My day off, taking a drive to somewhere special in Arizona. I think maybe the Petrified Forest. What do you think? I always want to know what you think in the comments down below, of course. So not only a short getaway, but a short getaway can help you really clear your mind and can be quite refreshing and give you a whole new refreshing perspective. So also try some new hobbies. Do something that you haven't done before. That's another thing I want to seek out. I want to actually, I've been wanting to do this, but I got to make sure I do this in June. I want to go take a pottery class just because I always wanted to try. That would be something to do. A new hobby it could turn into. Take a new course, take a new class. Listening again and experiencing new things is going to be incredibly fulfilling in the month of June. Also, be spontaneous. I'm a spontaneous person. I like spontaneity in my life from time to time. Like, hey, let's go to the beach, or hey, let's go do this. Be spontaneous. Allow yourself to be spontaneous and allow yourself to take some risks. You'll be glad you did. Sometimes the best experiences that we have in our lives come from unplanned moments, unplanned events. So just get out there and don't plan it. Just call it in, friends. Call it in. Remember that it is so important always, but especially in the 5 vibration, to tap in and follow your intuition and act out on impulses that feel right to you. It's okay to be impulsive as long as it's impulsive things that feel good to you and that are for the good of all. Don't be impulsive to the point of making mistakes, of course, but be spontaneous. Be impulsive, use your intuition, and do things that feel right to you. Trust yourself that you will make the best decisions in the moment, and you will do exactly that. Focus on your own personal freedom. You might be in a relationship where you feel a little locked down or whatever. And you know, sometimes from what I learned, being apart in a relationship for a short period of time makes it more magical when we come back together. So prioritize your independence in the month of June and your personal freedom. Really important. It is a time to break free from anything that feels restrictive to you, anything that's been holding you back. Now is the time to break free, especially when we get to the full moon on the 21st, but anytime in the 5 vibration in the month of June. Also, set boundaries and make choices that align with your true self. Very important. Empower yourself to live in authenticity. Very important. Now let's move on to some of the don'ts and the things that you should avoid doing in the month of June in the 5 vibration. The first thing you want to make sure you are not doing in the month of June is being rigid. Avoid rigidity. Don't resist change or cling to old habits and old routines. It's time to break out of them. The energy of the 5 universal month thrives on flexibility. It thrives on adaptation. So get out there and adapt, friends. Do not neglect communication. We're not in a Mercury retrograde, and if you know Mercury retrogrades well enough, and you should if you follow me long enough, they bring on a crap show when it comes to communications, and communications go haywire. Well, we're not in that right now, friends. Hallelujah. So that's why it's even more important also with the 5 vibration that you don't avoid important conversations. Don't avoid suppressing your thoughts or feelings. Make sure you're open. People are not going to know how you feel if you don't tell them. It's just the way it is. And if they respond by telling you shouldn't feel that way, then you respond by saying, they're my feelings and I have no control over them. And I'm sharing it with you so that this doesn't happen again or what have you. You've got to be open to it. You'll be having amazing breakthroughs if you don't avoid these conversations that need to happen and you don't suppress your emotions and your feelings. Remember, clear communication is the key to building strong connections with others. So also, don't be so closed-minded or dismissive of others' viewpoints. We see that on YouTube all the time, especially in the comments. Don't, open conversation. We, can't always judge, never should judge other people's opinions and other people's thoughts and feelings and emotions. So again, don't be closed-minded or dismissive of other people's viewpoints. Be open to it. You might actually learn something. It might actually help you to shift your own viewpoints on things that you would have never thought you would have shifted your viewpoints on to begin with. Respect and consideration are faster, meaningful interactions. Remember that. Another important thing that you don't want to do in the 5 vibration in the month of June is you don't want to get stuck in a rut and fall into the same repetitive patterns. Remember, we humans are so guilty of repeating patterns when it comes to relationships, even our daily routine each and every day. The 5 vibration is actually there to encourage us to break free from the mundane, completely free. Break free from them patterns. Make your daily routine different. Instead, have tea instead of coffee or coffee instead of tea. Wake up an hour earlier, sleep in an hour later. Definitely don't allow yourself to fall into them repetitive patterns. Overplan. Don't overplan things. Just overplanning. Some of them folks that everything has to be written down and planned out. Not in the 5 vibration. Overplan or sticking rigidly to a schedule is just going to screw you all up. And it's not going to be any good. Allow some room for some things to be, again, spontaneous. If you are going by over planning, you're never going to have any spontaneity in there. No more excitement in there. And we want to be spontaneous. You want unexpected changes to come. You want to welcome them and not be resistant to them. So no over planning. Don't get overwhelmed by trying to control every single aspect of your life. Sometimes the best experiences come from letting go. Remember that. And remember also, being in control of everything is an emotion that actually leads and is connected, according to Louise Hayes, you can heal your life, to diabetes. A great need to control. No, you don't want to do that, especially in the 5 vibration, but never actually. Also, really important, friends, do not limit yourself. I teach this in my Transformative Abundance classes in the Law of Attraction. I say it all the time. You may even heard me say it on Tuesday's show. Folks consistently and constantly limit themselves by saying things like that's not possible or that's going to be too hard or using words like can't, don't, shouldn't, couldn't, wouldn't. All bad words, friends. Don't use those words. Saying something's hard is an instant cop-out, meaning that you're not going to want to do it. Instead, say challenge. That'll be challenging. We're all up for a good challenge. But if it's hard, we're going to talk ourselves out of it with that little ego that's over there on your left shoulder. And then you got your fear over there on your right shoulder. So again, don't limit yourself. Do not restrict your personal freedom or compromise your personal freedom or values for other people. Stay true to yourself. Stay true to your desires and stay clear on your vision of the future. Don't be afraid to stand up for yourself, to stand up for your independence. We're going to see a lot of that coming this summer. That's in my specific predictions later on in this broadcast. So assert your needs and take charge of your own life. Very, very important. Very important. And if you follow those do's and don'ts of the 5 vibration, you're going to have the best month of June possible. So get out there and utilize the vibrations that we're in. The 5 vibration, and now moving on to some specific astrology that can help you through your journey in the month of June. The month of June is a month of dynamic shifts and powerful energies, friends, inviting us to embrace the change, to embrace growth, and to embrace our freedom as I continue to keep informing you during this broadcast. Let us dive into the key basic astrological events in the month of June 2024 and what they mean for you so you can navigate this month even better. Once we know the numerology we're in and we know the astrology that's coming in and coming up and passing by, we can take great advantage of things. Starting with June 3rd, friends. On June 3rd, Mercury's going to enter the sign of Gemini. And as Mercury, the planet of communication, enters the home sign of Gemini, our minds are going to become more sharp, more curious, and more eager for information. That's why, along with the 5 energy vibration, what a great time to take a course or, again, start a new hobby. Perfect timing. This is an excellent time for learning, for networking, and for engaging in, again, meaningful conversations. Very important that we embrace our inner social butterflies. Get out there and flutter your little butterfly wings, friends. Let them help you to connect to other people, to make new friendships, and to, again, broaden your network of friends and people that you love and care about. Embrace all that. Really important, and this can help things flow more easily for you, including in the way of the law of attraction. The June 3rd Mercury entering Gemini is going to help you empower your law of attraction abilities to call things into your life. Awesome time for sure. 3 days after Mercury enters Gemini, we have June 6th, the new moon, also in the sign of Gemini, the twins. The Gemini new moon is going to bring in a wave of new beginnings and opportunities for all of us and for our whole entire planet. It's going to be amazing. It's a perfect time for you to set your intentions. All new moons are. New moon's all about calling things in, making things grow. So remember that. Very important. Perfect time to set your intentions, especially intentions that are related to communication, education, personal growth. This is all about personal growth in the month of June and the whole summer months coming up, actually. Between the July 6th and August 7th vibration, we got some amazing stuff coming up. So with the new moon in Gemini, make sure you consider maybe starting a new project, perhaps learning a new skill, or again, taking that there pottery class. Joseph, yeah, that's a good idea. Or initiating, again, conversations that you would have not previously initiated. The energy is a really wonderful, ripe energy for intellectual pursuits and for expanding your horizons. Moving on to June 9th, 3 days again, 3 days apart, all three of the first alignments. 333, baby. That's when we have Mars entering Taurus on June 9th. Mars, of course, the planet of action, drive, and of course the planet of war and conflict, enters into the steady, determined sign of Taurus. Again on June 9th. This shift is going to encourage us to take more practical and grounded approach to your goals, to all of our goals. Focus very clearly on long-term plans and take consistent steps towards achieving those. Very important that we have to take a step forward in order for us to move forward. This is a time for us to have patience. So remember that the 9th, the Mars is bringing in that energy of patience, to be more patient, to be more persistent, and to build a nice, solid foundation for your future success. On June 17th, we have Mercury and Venus both entering Cancer. So with Mercury and Venus both entering Cancer, the focus is going to shift to home, family, and emotional connections. Communication is going to become more nurturing and empathic, making it a great time for us to strengthen our bonds with our loved ones and all those you care about. The Venus in Cancer is going to enhance your desires for comfort, for security when it comes to relationships. And it's really literally there to encourage us to create a loving and supportive environment. And again, network. See how many things are aligning up perfectly in the month of June? Quite amazing to say the least. On June 20th, we have the sun entering Cancer. Cancer is actually my moon sign, where all the psychic intuition is highlighted and heightened along with the empathic abilities. So as the sun moves into Cancer, we enter this period of introspection and emotional growth. So expect the emotions to start kicking in right before the solstice arrives. The solstice arrives the day later, but the June 20th, even a couple days before June 20th, expect the emotions to heighten, but especially when the sun enters Cancer, of course. This is a strong time for us to focus on our self-care, to nurture yourself, to nurture your inner world and everything going on around you, to connect to our roots. And to do so through grounding your energy and meditation is very helpful. Embrace the nurturing energy of Cancer and to utilize that to help you to heal, to help you to recharge. And remember, family and the home life are going to take center stage when the sun enters into Cancer on June 20th. So with the family and home becoming and taking center stage, it's going to be a reminder for you of the importance of our emotional well-being. Cancer is all about those emotions, baby. Just like Pisces and Scorpio, but definitely a Cancer thing. So expect that to come flowing in. And again, take advantage of it. Knowing that emotional time's coming, plan on doing things that bring you joy and happiness so that you're channeling through the good emotions. But regardless, we also are going to have to go through some of the negative emotions because of the full moon that kicks in on June 21st, along with the solstice, is all about emotions as well. Bringing those emotions up. Why? So we can clear them once and for all. Once you clear those emotions, you also take your health to a whole nother level for the better. So the summer solstice marks the longest day of the year in the northern hemisphere, while in the southern hemisphere, winter marks the shortest day of the year. Isn't that interesting how our Mother Earth is so balanced like that? One half of the planet. It's very fascinating to me. So this is going to mark off, of course, the beginning of a new season. It's a very, very powerful time, friends, for setting your intentions, the summer solstice, and celebrating all the abundance and the light of life. Celebrate the light, celebrate your life, and reflect on the past year since last year's solstice, on all the amazing things, and hold a gratitude for those things, the lessons you learned, and even the rough roads that you traveled over the past year. Focusing on that and holding gratitude for any lessons learned from it. Solstice is an amazing, powerful time. And that's backed up by the full moon in Capricorn, friends. The full moon in Capricorn on the solstice. That's going to be really give us a sense of really achieving things. It's a great time for achievement. It's a time to reflect on your goals, to recognize your accomplishments, and to make necessary adjustments to stay on track. Balance out the practical and the emotional aspects of your life so that you can in turn have optimal growth. You'll be glad you did. That's a very special, magical day. I hope you celebrate it. Light a candle. Green candle's good because that's for birth, rebirth, transformation. You can light a white or yellow candle to represent the light in the northern hemisphere. There in the southern hemisphere, you might want to actually light one that's black to honor the darkness, the darkest day. You could also do white or yellow to bring the light back. It's all up to you and personal preference, but I will definitely be lighting some candles and doing some stuff on that magical full moon in Capricorn solstice on June 21st. The month of June is going to feel like it's going out with a bang on June 29th when Saturn retrograde begins in Pisces, friends. Saturn, the planet of discipline and structure, of course, begins the retrograde journey in the magical, mystical sign of Pisces. There's water again, friends, which is in my specific predictions about water. We'll talk about that in a bit. This period's going to invite us to review and reassess our boundaries, our responsibilities, and our long-term goals. It is a time of introspection and spiritual growth more than anything. Embrace the slower pace and use that time towards the end of the month into early July. Important, again, a good time to take a little trip as well. But utilize that time to connect with your inner wisdom. Again, through meditation and other realms, realign yourself with your spiritual true purpose. That is what the Saturn retrograde in Pisces is going to highlight. So June is a month, as you see, filled with amazing opportunities for growth, for connection, for transformation. So embrace these energies, friends. Embrace these energies and the energies of the 5 vibration and the energies of the cosmos. And allow yourself to flow with the changes that are coming. Because they're coming. We all know it. We feel it, both personally and universally. So trust in the journey. And remember, every single step you take brings you closer and closer to your higher self. Hallelujah. Before I move on with some very specific predictions and visions that I'm going to share with you that came from my team of spirit guides, I want to first welcome you to my channel, back to my channel. My name is Joseph Tittel, aka Spiritman JT. I welcome you with infinite love and gratitude. I'm so glad you're here with me today, and I hope that you utilize this powerful, great information to make the best out of the month of June. And if you want accurate predictions, prophecy, truth, good content, and you want to vibe with the tribe, baby, you got to smash that there subscribe, hit the bell, hit all so you get notifications. You can catch me every Tuesday, sometimes Wednesday, but usually always Tuesday, for Tuesday's Tea Time Predictions Update, where we talk about important events and news stories that relate or may not relate to predictions and prophecy, with new predictions each and every Tuesday. And usually the first week or two of the month, I get a lot of information from my spirit guides. So make sure you tune in to Tuesday's Tea Time. Down below, you'll find the link to my newsletter, all my social media. Newsletter is free. Everything I talk about today will be in the June newsletter in detail so that you have it for yourself. Check it out. Again, it's free. Also, there's often discounts for private sessions. And if you want information on myself, private sessions, upcoming classes, and so forth, you can check me out at my website directly. You can schedule directly on my website. No need to email. Just go right to the website. It's josephtittel.com or spiritmanjt.com. So again, I thank all the supporters who make this free content possible for everybody else. I couldn't do it without you. Whether you're a member of the tribe below or you send through contributions on all the platforms, YouTube, Rumble, Spotify, check them all out. Again, links are down below. Let us move on now, friends, to my specific predictions and visions for June 2024. Keep in mind that when it comes to visions in which I share that come from my spirit guides along with predictions for the future, we cannot put a date or timeline on them in most cases. Now, there have been past dates and things that I mentioned from Spirit that ended up being, again, specific timelines, but that is the hardest thing to do when it comes to seeing visions. Spirit doesn't have time. Universe doesn't have time. Only time is the time on your watch, your clock, or your computer. So we can't always put a timeline on things. So therefore, the following predictions don't all need to actually occur in the month of June, although I do strongly feel that many of them will. First, if we rewind back to my May predictions, May was a 4 vibrational month, obviously, means we're in a 5 now, and the 4 was a highlight on health. And I said that there would be huge concerns revolved around health, including potential outbreaks. Just as the month of May came to a close, huge concerns evolved around the bird flu. Lots of other things coming up around health as well, disease in the medical field. In June, we are going to see concerns heighten when it comes to those things that showed up in the month of May. That's what happens. Think of, but also think of this too. They can get a good grip on things because we're in the 5 vibration. So, like with the bird flu, for example, there could be good positive breakthroughs with the bird flu, means that we discovered it in the 4 vibration. Now in the 5, hopefully they can do something about it. So in June, we're going to see the concerns heighten when it comes to health. And the 5 vibration can also, again, help us get control over certain situations. Starting with the first prediction here, we are going to see more and more negative press coming out around Big Pharma, certain medications, and even big recalls on some medications in the month of June. Spirit's also telling me in my ear, don't forget to mention shortages on medications. That folks, when possible, especially important medications that they're able to, they should have backup in stock. And even a particular medication, and this isn't in my notes, Spirit's telling me this in my ear now, a specific medication, I don't know which one, revolved around diabetes. So it's important to stock up. It'll be a shortage for a short time, but it's still going to be a shortage. So the medical realm and Big Pharma, which is, of course, the medical realm, is being placed under a microscope this month, is what Spirit showed me. In turn, bringing about more truth and honesty, something we all need for sure. Something we know that they're not prone to wanting to do either. They fear the truth. They fear us knowing the truth. They know the truth, but they fear us knowing the truth, of course. But this may happen, and this has got to happen in order for better things to go into place in the future. So don't panic. Remember, if you looked at my last Tea Time episode, I discussed the future Earth and predictions for the future Earth, and Spirit said everything has to collapse first. Everything that we're doing in the future is completely different than what we're doing now. That's where these big breakthroughs come through. So when you're panicking that there's a shortage, know that this is going to allow them to find solutions or alternatives and such. On the same subject, but separate prediction, I see an up-and-coming breakthrough in diabetes in the beginning. It will be a breakthrough just for one type of diabetes, I think A, but Spirit didn't tell me. It was just my thought. That is going to lead to later breakthroughs for the other types of diabetes. So when you hear about a big breakthrough for, say, one specific diabetes, know that that's going to lead to breakthroughs in all the diabetes. Last month, I predicted breakthroughs in cancer. But this month, I can be a little bit more specific. Again, different subject, same subject, different prediction. I see some type of up-and-coming treatment for pancreatic cancer. And all I got out of that from Spirit is it felt very hopeful. And Spirit said it gets better and better every year. So it's like whatever this new breakthrough is, they're learning from it and it's getting better and better every year. So that's exciting. Another breakthrough up and coming is both the cause and the treatment of breast cancer in both men and women. This was interesting, friends, because Spirit showed me that somehow comparing breast cancer in men to that of women and vice versa is going to bring about amazing breakthroughs in the future. It's almost like, felt to me like men with breast cancer were going to help the women with breast cancer and vice versa. The women were going to help the men. It felt really interesting and odd to me. So something to look forward to. Spirit shows me what also appears to be a bit strange, that some type of parasites, one from deep within the sea, the other from deep within the Amazon jungle, devour cancer cells. This can and will lead to a huge breakthrough in killing cancer cells somewhat naturally, utilizing this parasite in some way, with help of something derived from both of these parasites. So it wasn't actually necessarily like the parasite itself. It was like literally something derived from the parasite. That I guess if the parasite eats cancer cells, then there must be something in its DNA that craves cancer cells, I would assume. Maybe that's what they're doing, taking that out. But it seemed like a cross between two different types of parasites. Thought that was very, very interesting, actually. And this is all not going to happen in the month of June, of course. But I perhaps would believe that the species of parasite will be discovered in the month of June. July at the latest. One of them, remember there's two different parasites, two different places. The entire process of witnessing this amazing breakthrough, Spirit says, is a decade out. So it's over the next 10 years. This brings me to an important thought that I had about, I'd say 2 years ago. It's probably 2 years ago. During my master class, level 2. Level 2 master class is where we journey with the plant spirits and plant medicine. And my students, would be able to bring a particular herb or plant or whatever, and then they would journey in shamanic journey with these plant spirits. And one of the journeys was with the cannabis spirit. And I connected in my shamanic journey with the cannabis spirit, and I connected with both Mama Cannabis and Papa Cannabis. Remember, there's male and female, the balance of both in the spirit world. And yes, I will tell you, because you're probably asking, what are they like? Yes, they're very hip. Of course they are. Very, very hip. Very, very hip spirits in the spirit world, for sure. So what I was shown in that journey, and it made me think of this today when Spirit was talking about cancer breakthroughs. I remember Mama Cannabis showed me that she was concerned because the real healing when it comes to the realm of cancer is actually going to come from the male cannabis plant. She told me in my journey that they were concerned because it was appearing like they were eradicating the male species. Like getting it out so that we don't have it anymore. And it kind of makes sense when I got that journey. So something we can put out together in the light is that some genius, maybe a genius watching this episode out there, can discover what Spirit said, something with the cannabinoids from the male plant that will cure many different types of the big C. Very exciting. So earthquake activity is going to flare up a lot, and it's been pretty quiet lately, actually. But it's going to flare up with another round of solar flares right around the time of the solstice. So between June 19th and June 23rd, I would say. A warning for a major quake hitting China major quake hitting China, but I also see more small quakes being felt here in the United States, East Coast, New Jersey, Northern New York, the Carolinas, both. If I had to pick one, I'd say South Carolina, Ohio. Nothing to be concerned about yet, Spirit says. But definitely I see that there's going to be some footage, somebody, on the social media showing footage of things shaking around and shaking off the shelves. Also, Delhi, India came to me and jumped off the map and practically bit me like a vampire. So I'm going to say something big with a large quake hitting in or right near Delhi, India. Delhi. So I see something major happening beneath the Tonga and the southern Pacific Ocean. Spirit showed me a collapse of plates below are likely to unleash a small tsunami that washes on the shores of New Zealand and Australia. And I asked, because if you look at Tonga, it could also be United States. Spirit said it wouldn't be big enough to make it that far or whatever. So it's small. Whatever it is, it's small, but it's still happening. Also, this doesn't feel related to my visions in the past. If you follow me long enough and know my past predictions, especially my weather prediction video, this doesn't feel related to the large tsunami I saw. Big, huge. Which I believe that's going to come and hit in and around the Philippines and Indonesia. Speaking of Indonesia, Spirit shows me the summer months will cause a flare-up around Papua New Guinea, more intense than recent or past flare-ups. Intense volcanic eruptions will flow between the Solomon Islands and Indonesia. That could be somehow connected in the future to that big tsunami wave I saw. Summer months in August, I think, is the big one to look out for, but let's get through the month of June first. On the subject of volcanic eruptions, our friends in Italy will have 2 small shakeups with 2 active volcanoes, perhaps even a third one by the time we reach the month of August. I see minor evacuations, nothing really to be hugely concerned about right now, Spirit said. Tensions are going to flare up between Russia and NATO, and of course the UKR. We truly got to hold this in the light, friends. We got to hold it in the light that this does not escalate, because the feelings I got on it were not good. And I truly believe in our heart and soul that we can, when Spirit gives us information that's in the future playbook of our lives, that we can shift it in a different direction. That's one of the things about people say gloom and doom predictions. But when you know about it, you can hold it in the light that it doesn't happen. The more of us that do so, the better we are at making that potential possible. So, otherwise, if we don't do this, I see something really, really significant happening. I first see Russia making a very strategic move against NATO, along with taking more land or territory. But I also see attacks within Russia, even around Moscow. And then Spirit's telling me in my ear now, remember what happened in their theater there in Russia with the Pow Pow? Something, again, in Russia like that. The largest concern that I felt was other countries being dragged into this conflict, pushing closer to a global conflict. That being, of course, the United States poking the bear. The United States needs to just stay out of it. But they won't. It's part of the plan for future voting, so that you can't, so that they can call it off. We'll worry about that when we get closer to that time of year. Get ready for another season of flooding between now and the solstice, 21st. The odd thing that really felt weird to me that I haven't seen in past predictions, maybe I did, I've been doing this for 15 years, but it felt odd, like I didn't see it before, is where I saw big cities with major water main ruptures. Major water main ruptures. And I know water main ruptures happen all the time, but no, this was a big deal. When it's a big deal, that's what I see. If it's just a regular old water rupture, it's not a big deal. No, that happens all the time. This felt like a big deal because to me, it felt so intense that a city, street, and block is going to be shut down due to fears of buildings collapsing. This also makes me think of what I said in predictions about 2 weeks ago Or maybe for May, where I see big sinkholes. So Spirit's giving me that. So one of these, that's probably what the sinkhole is sucking into the city block. Spirit shows me a vision of a water municipal. And I see the waters flowing through the process. You know, in my vision, I see the water municipal and the water is being, you know, going through their whatever they do for the drinking water to cleanse it. But suddenly, as I'm watching this video, I know it was a very hot, sunny day, so definitely it's coming up this summer. I'm watching, and all of a sudden, the water stops flowing. Like somebody hit the off switch. And I'm just watching, and Spirit says, yeah, and then I felt panic set in. Like panic sets in because, oh my God, the water went off. Why did the water go off? Why does the water stop? Of course, this is a cyber attack. And Spirit said it's a combination of Russia and China, so I would think this would be here in the United States. The water will flow again, so hopefully those people hear this and don't panic. But of course, panic's going to it's going to happen. I mean, the panic that it causes is going to get their point through very clearly. The people who do it, the cyber attackers, the attackers. Yeah, the panic is what they're looking for. But they're not going to be able to keep it off. Moving right along. Months back, I saw the skies filled with military planes invading a small area. You know, because I remember people asked, do you think that's the U.S.? I said, nah. I feel that this is on our doorsteps now because I was seeing them visions again. And to be more clear, I really feel like this is connected somehow to Haiti. Also, at the same time with Haiti, I feel a big shaking coming to the Haitian islands. So that would be a big shaking, but I felt like it was the earth shaking. So I believe that there's going to be some type of an earthquake hitting around Haiti and the surrounding islands. Sadly, I see the heat being turned up to unprecedented levels in places such as India, parts of China, Africa, and of course across the entire globe. But those places really feel heating up, like bumpers on the cars melting, like it feels really, really hot, climbing temperatures. But also Spirit says climbing temperatures are going to reveal new things growing from the ice in the Arctic. Things growing from the ice in the Arctic, along with other amazing discoveries in the Arctic from this heat melting things. Some discovered by content providers, actually. Spirit showed me somebody, one of the content providers on YouTube or something is going to be looking at Google Earth and they're going to discover this. I don't know if it's Google Earth. I imagine that's what they're using. So I expect most discoveries like this to come around the Arctic, around late autumn into the winter months. I see a large city fire. And unfortunately, I feel like I'm in the United States. The whole thing's unfortunate, actually, because it really very much reminded me of Lahaina last year. But much different. It reminded me of it, but much different. And a strong part of me feels like it's set from up above. And if you follow me back then, I said, Spirit showed me a fire again being set from either a drone, a satellite, or something like that, burning a city. I saw that exact same thing a year ago. A month later, Lahaina happened, or within a month or two it happened. I'm seeing something similar to that. Same scenario too, friends, but different. Same but different. And I feel like I'm more in a bigger city. And I'm thinking I might actually be in Chicago. Big city fire. Like in the papers, city fire. Not that we have papers anymore, but if there were papers, city fire, city burns, something along those lines. And this could somehow be related to my next prediction. Could be related to my next prediction, as I do see some type of wildfire separately. I saw two things. That what I just said could be connected to my next prediction after what I tell you next on the subject of wildfires. Because I also see a wildfire closing in on a city in Canada. I don't know what city, so you can ask, but I don't know. I believe this is one that they will get under control before it actually becomes a larger threat. So Canadians, when that's approaching, know that there's hope. And then last two things here is get ready, friends, for the next rise up of humanity. It's going to be exciting, but also a little creepy or scary at times too. There is going to be a huge major rise up of people during the coming months. Starting in the United States, where cities are going to become overwhelmed with protesters. Remember 2020? More than that. And it's more like protest streets just flooded with people. This makes me think of a past prediction I talked about with Washington, D.C. So that pops up. So I'll have to go back and look at that prediction. I don't remember what it was, but Spirit reminds me of past prediction, D.C., Capitol, White House, all of that. Interesting. So United States, but not just United States. Hear me out. It's going to become overwhelmed with protesters. And I see one incident where I see masks, people with masks, terrorizing folks trying to drive through. I also, in the same vision, saw a larger vehicle right through, if you know what I mean. Right on through. Now, I'm pretty sure it's connected to the same people with masks on their face. It was interesting. I think I'm in L.A. when I look at that now. It pops in my mind. I think I'm in L.A. with that. Vehicles being used in bad ways. I'll have more details on this on Tuesday's podcast, Tea Time. So this was the last thing I channeled through today, and I want to tap into that a little bit more to see what else. But I'm not just saying America's rising up, friends, this summer. I see a rise up of protests hitting Canada, Australia, New Zealand, and cities all across the globe. They're also showing me Japan and Tokyo. So I don't know what they're going to be angered about, but it's all over, friends, all over. It's going to be interesting and exciting at the same time. Focus on the exciting, friends. Focus on the light. Go to the light, Caroline. Let's talk about important dates. June 14th is one of them, which is also Flag Day here in the United States. And it feels to me like there's going to be some type of a hit on the flag or the country. I mean, same thing, but that's what Spirit made me feel, a hit on the flag on Flag Day. Not sure what that means in detail. We're going to have to try to watch the 14th closely to see what Spirit's referring to. And again, if you haven't followed me long enough, as time progresses or we come closer to predictions, I usually get more information, or the prediction will come up a second or third time right before it happens. So remember that if you're not familiar with that pattern of predictions in my work. So watch the 14th. But not just the 14th, that entire weekend from Flag Day to Father's Day here in America, the 14th, 15th, and 16th, that particular time window, especially the United States. But everywhere, but especially the United States. June 19th jumped out at me very strongly. I didn't get any detail, but it jumped out. And of course, June 21st, not only the solstice, but Spirit shows me that there's a that the full moon solstice on the 21st is a very significant timeline on the planet. I don't know what that means, friends. Maybe you could figure it out. So I would expect, perhaps, being it's an important timeline, I would think that's when big solar flares, another geomagnetic storm will happen right around solstice, right before, right after. Some type of maybe also a huge loss that occurs, like, of people, for example. Huge. Occurring between the 21st and the 22nd. More so on the 22nd with a huge loss. June 3rd and June 30th also jumped out at me. And that was the things, dates, and specific predictions that Spirit has shared with us today. I very much hope that you enjoyed the June forecast and predictions. And again, reminder that you can catch me on Tuesdays for Tuesday's Tittle Tea Time prediction updates. If you want to feed your prediction addiction, you got to vibe with the tribe, baby, and smash that there subscribe and join us every Tuesday and any other time. I go live with a Q&A once a month, so you're going to want to check that out and other great content, in my opinion, and the opinion of all those that vibe with the tribe. Remember to sign up for the free newsletter down below. Check out and follow me on all other social media platforms. And please do show your love. A lot of time and energy goes into this. I just appreciate showing your love and not the opposite by smashing that thumbs up love button. If you just subscribed, welcome to the tribe, baby. We are so glad to have you here. This is where the magic happens, friends. This is where the magic happens. And lastly, I want to thank all of those who make this free content possible for everybody else. From the members down below, the community on YouTube, from the contributions that come in through the links down below, PayPal, Chat Cash, what have you. Couldn't do it without you. And I am so very, very grateful. Very grateful. So get out there, friends, and rock out the month of June because it's going to be awesome. And remember, celebrate life, celebrate you, be kind to others as you wish others be kind to you. And be bold, be true, be kind, be you. Because you're awesome and you need to let your light shine, baby. Let it shine. Have a beautiful rest of your day. Namaste and much love, friends. Much love.